What? Am I good? No, I'm not good. Like, and y'all ain't good. Y'all ain't good friends. Alright, y'all. Part 2 of the friendship series. But before I get started, I gotta say, I might have effed up because when I shouted out my siblings, I literally forgot my little baby, Janaya. Bro, I don't know. My mind was going everywhere. I'm trying to remember, and I'm drinking, and I got, a lot of stuff going on, thinking about old stuff. And I love you. I don't want you to be mad at me, because I know you will, because you watch my videos, and I know that, you emotional like me, because we got the same blood running through our body, and, you got the same blood running through you as me, and I got the same blood running through you. Like, I love you, and I just want you to know that I did not forget Janaya. I think about you every day. And I wish I was in Florida so I could come see you every day and get on your nerves and give you a hug and all that stuff. So please don't be mad at me, Janaya, my little sister, my little baby, okay? So now that we got that out the way, like I said, I love you. But we got that out the way, so right. Second part, bro. Part 2. We're gonna get into a story today. We're gonna get into a couple stories. I hope this AC ain't gonna bother y'all. It's hot outside. But look though. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start it off. Alright, so I was in school, in high school. Anybody know about Fayetteville, North Carolina? We got high schools. Everybody got high school. We got a high school called Westover. I went to Westover High School. And I had left from St. Paul. I left from St. Paul's because I had moved with my dad, which is me and Janaya's dad. I moved from out there. I did like half of my freshman year at St. Paul's High in St. Paul's, North Carolina, and then I moved back and did my second half of my 9th grade freshman year at Westover, where I finished off school. So I went half. I missed out at Westover of half of the year of my freshman year, and then I finished all the rest of the time, and I graduated from Westover. So while I was at Westover, I had a homeroom. And I used to be in homeroom. It was early in the morning. That was our first period. And I used to be a lot in the morning before I went to school. And so I'd be in there. I'll have my head down, I'd be in there taking a little nap or whatever, because it wasn't nothing really ever going on in homeroom. You go to homeroom for a little bit. I guess we used to go to get like our report cards and stuff like that, when report cards and progress reports and all that type of stuff came out. I think that's where they handed them out at. But long story short, it was one day I had my head down. I'm in there taking a nap. So I just hear somebody say, "Hey, bruh, you got a pen?" So at first I'm not thinking it's nobody. It's not nobody, right? Talking to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's because I ain't really talked to nobody. So but he was like, "Hey, bruh," and then so I looked up. It was two guys, and I ain't gonna get into their names because I don't really want to too much say names or whatever and stuff, like, bro. But it was two guys that I had got cool with, you know what I'm saying? And they had started, coming over, talking to me, asking me questions, blah, 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 all that. And then so we kind of like built a little rapport or whatever. And then we became friends. We'll run the streets together, go to parties, stuff like that, all that type of stuff. Hold on. Now, excuse me. I was cool with both of these guys. I'm talking about extremely, extremely cool with them or whatever. But there was one who I had got extremely comfortable with from being around so much. We done hung out so much and all this type of stuff. So cool that I knew his mama, his brother, his sister, his stepdad, his grandma, his cousins, his uncles, and he knew my mama, and so forth and so on or whatever. We knew each other's family. His family loved me. They probably still do, and I love them too. Out of those two, yes, me and one of them was extremely cool. Like, bro, this is my, my people then, like real life, still to this day, probably but it's just a little odd now. But at the end of the day, he did a couple things or whatever that was kind of stealing. Like, he stole from me before one of my chargers out the car because I had a little Zoom. We used to have the MP3 players, and I had a Zoom MP3 player that my cousin had gave me because he had upgraded and got a touchscreen one. So he gave me his old Zoom and he had the new Zoom or whatever. And I had the charger, and the charger used to look just like an iPhone charger, the flat, wide iPhone chargers from back in the day. It was flat and wide. It looked just like that, but it was I guess it was a little shorter, but you couldn't really tell because it was dark that night or whatever. And then, people don't really care. They gonna try to test out and see, you know what I'm saying? He probably really thought it was an iPhone charger or whatever. So he took the cord. So boom. You know what I'm saying? I kind of let that kind of slide because I ain't really never say nothing about it. But I did end up getting my charger cord back. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I did get it back or whatever. I don't remember, but I think I did. But the other guy, like I said, man, we was real cool, and his family used to love me. And so basically, fast forward, you know what I'm saying? We chilling, and he start a little group, and it's a rap group, and then I'm rapping because me and him start rapping at the same time. We used to be going to the park, and when I go over there, we'll go to to the park or to somewhere, and then we'll just be freestyling and just going in on instrumentals, going in on acapella, whatever, anything, just snapping, So then we started getting a little more serious about it. We started rapping or whatever, started making our little rap names up and stuff like that. And there's so many stories, but it's one particular day, we had a manager, and I know this right here gonna ruffle feathers or whatever, but I don't care because it ain't like I'm lying. So you could take it how you want to or whatever. If you just so happen to run across this video, you want to show it off, whatever, just show it off. I don't care because I'm spitting straight facts. It ain't nothing fabricated. I'm not lying about nothing. So that's what it is. So boom. We had a manager, but all right, before I get there, listen, it was a little group, but before that group thing had really started, it was me and this guy, you know what I'm saying? And then out of nowhere, it became a whole group of people, and I didn't know them except for one person out of that group. I didn't know them, and I knew the one person. I knew him way before I knew the guy that I ended up getting real close with or whatever, who I used to call my brother. That's how close we got. And so I knew the other guy that I knew from the group. I knew him from middle school. I didn't meet the guy that I called my brother until high school or whatever. Even though we went to the same middle school, I never ran across them. Neither one of them. So it's like, you know, I don't know. I ain't never seen them. I never seen them in school or whatever. But so there was a group, and we had a manager, and like I didn't know the manager. I met the manager a little later on, and then all the other guys, like I started slowly meeting them one by one or whatever and stuff like that. But it was basically like I was like not really like into the group thing, because like I said, I didn't know them, but I was supporting what he was supporting because he was basically like the founder of the group. So I was like, all right, cool. And I told him right away when it first started, I said, man, I told him, you know what I'm saying, that was cool. I said, man, that's cool, bro. You got the group going, all that. I was like, bro, I'm gonna just tell you, like, you know, I got my own thing going. I'm gonna support y'all, be there for y'all, you know what I'm saying, because of him, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And all the guys in the group, like, I guess he told them that or something or whatever, and they always acted strange with me, you know what I'm saying, when I came around or whatever and stuff like that. I don't know if it was because of just pure jealousy, or was it because of the simple fact that I said that I didn't necessarily want to be part of the group, but I could help push the group, and I could help, you know what I'm saying, like promote and be a part of the group, do features and stuff like that or whatever. But I still got my own thing going on too, because I felt like that was a little safer to play than to just try to get into a group with a bunch of guys that I don't know. So I basically like did exactly that. I just sat back and helped, and I was trying to get on features and all this type of stuff. They wouldn't never. That's a whole nother. We're gonna get into that. But yeah, we could talk about it. They didn't want to never do features, and you know what I'm saying, like they didn't really support me the way, you know what I'm saying, I supported them or whatever and stuff like that or whatever and stuff. So like me, I kind of fell back on most of them, because it was like, bro, I don't know what your problem is, but you know what I'm saying, I ain't got time for that, you know what I'm saying. It's me and this guy, you know what I'm saying, and I'm supporting him for the most part and everything, you know, that's going on or whatever. So like, this is like in the middle of the whole thing. This is not even like at the beginning when this particular story happened. It was a day where they called me. They was like, hey bro, we about to go out to the club. We about to go to Big Apple. So we used to always go to Big Apple on Thursdays or whatever and stuff like that. And then Big Apple, they used to always have like a dress code. Like, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't wear like sweatpants or whatever and stuff like that up in there. You could only wear like pants or jeans or something like that or whatever. So I had on some joggers, and the joggers was not sweatpants. They literally was pants, but they were just gray, and they were just joggers or whatever. And so the security was like, oh nah man, you can't wear those. So they got in the club, and I wasn't able to get in because of the dress code or whatever. So I'm telling them, I'm like, all right, I said, bro, I gotta go outside. It's cool that y'all come here and whatever and do whatever y'all want to do. But I said, bro, it's cold outside. I said, I was like, bro, they kicking me out. I said, bro, just hand me the keys or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask them, can you hand me the keys or whatever. I'm talking to them through the window, because it's a window. If anybody ever been to Big Apple, bro, you know it's a big window right there before you get to the door, and you can see, and it's the bar sitting there. They sitting at the bar. So I'm knocking on the glass. I'm like, hey, bro, bring me the keys, bro. They won't let me in, bro. They say I got sweatpants on. So they like, all right, right? Now it's cold. Be very mindful. It's cold outside. So I wasn't driving at the time, so I didn't have no car to get into. So I'm thinking they about to come out with the keys, and I'm waiting on them to come out or whatever, and they didn't come out with the keys, bro. So I'm sitting outside. I'm sitting on the little bench. You got women walking past me. They seeing me sit down. Groups of women just walking in or whatever. It was one particular girl out the group. She had stopped and she was like, "You good?" She looked at me. She was like, "You good?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." She was like, "All right, you sure?" Like she was gonna pay for me or whatever if I ain't had no money. Like she acted like she was gonna pay for me or whatever. And I was like, "Yeah, nah, I'm good." I was like, "I'm just chilling or whatever." I didn't really break it down to her because I ain't know her. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like, I sat outside. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, all right, maybe they ain't hear me, or maybe they ain't hear me right, or maybe you know what I'm saying, they coming, they on the way or something, and time just steady going by. So I'm like, yo, these guys really got me sitting out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we supposed to be cool. What's going on? Y'all got me sitting out here looking crazy. People walking past me, seeing me out there looking probably halfway depressed, sitting outside in the cold. No jacket. Just outside. And y'all in there at the bar or whatever y'all doing on the dance floor or whatever y'all doing, knowing I'm outside, and y'all ain't at least want to hand me the keys to where I ain't got to start the car up, none of that. I just want to get out the way. It's not be standing in front of the building looking crazy all night. So, bro, hours went by. At least like 2, 3, 4 hours went by. I'm sitting outside, bro. I had nowhere to go. I thought about walking home, but I was like, dang, it's such a long way. I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to walk, you know what I'm saying? So the most I could do is just sit there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was hopeless, bro. And they didn't come and be like, bro, my bad, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? They probably in there like, bro, that's on him, like, da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? And I just felt that was weird because I'm like, bro, we supposed to be brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, we supposed to be cool. Why you got me out here sitting out here looking crazy and you cool with that? You know what I'm saying? I just felt like, bro, that was odd. Like, so hours go by, man. Then I'm like, bro, the club about to let out. So I'm like, they gotta come out, you know what I'm saying? Eventually the club let out. I'm sitting out there the whole time, bro, waiting on the club to let out before I could, you know what I'm saying, get warm or whatever. Club let out, I start seeing people come out. I see them come out smiling and laughing and all that. I'm like, bro, y'all just left me out here, what's up? Like, oh man, my bad, bro, you good? What? Am I good? No, I'm not good. Like, and y'all ain't good. Y'all ain't good friends. Y'all supposed to be like, we supposed to be like brothers. Why y'all got me sitting out here looking crazy in the cold? I ain't say that. I ain't say nothing. And I know they felt the vibe. It was like, so we get in the car and everybody, you know what I'm saying, getting to the house or whatever. And so I end up getting home or whatever. But it was just more like, why would y'all do that? Like, I wouldn't never do none of my partners like that. Like, it was no reason for that to happen. For one, it wasn't, like, I'm not finna take nothing from nobody. If you got something in the car of value, bro, you ain't gotta worry about me. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not a thief. Which, they didn't have nothing in the car. Nothing in the car of value, for one. You know what I'm saying? So that can't be no excuse. But we got in the car, man, I was silent the whole way. And them guys did not talk about, they didn't mention nothing. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? The whole ride, bro, like, so I was like, bruh, never again. I said, bro, this is it. I said, bro, these guys ain't right. I said, these guys be hating on me. I said, man, maybe they thought that, you know, if I come in, you know, I might take some shine from them or whatever. And I'll be very mindful. We done been out a lot of times together. And I just be chilling. I give me a couple drinks, walk around, looking around, get on the pool table here and there with some of the guys or whatever and stuff like that. Minding my business. I wasn't really like seeking, running out, chasing women and all that type of stuff and all that. If a woman came up to me or whatever and was wanting to talk, and chop it up, but I ain't really, you know what I'm saying, come in there on that type of timing, because I don't really, that's not me. I just be chilling or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they just I guess they ain't want me to, you know what I'm saying? They wanted me to look stupid out there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's so many stories, but that's just one. Like the whole ride, bro, we was just silent. It was just silence the whole time. And I knew they felt that I wasn't feeling what they did. But did they care? They didn't care. It's so many stories, bro. But that's just one, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, bro, I ain't coming around these guys no more. I said, man, look how they just did me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I come back around these people, bro? And my dumbness, right? I forgave them. I forgave them. Mud called me, hey, bro, what you doing, bro? Da, da, da. Nothing. Hey, bro, you trying to come through here, da, 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 whatever, da, 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 da. My dumbness, I'm like, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to come through. I'm on the way. And I pull up, and then, you know what I'm saying? We get back into motion of things or whatever and stuff like that. And I just end up just letting it slide, which you shouldn't never do that. Once people show you that they will snake you and rice you out like that, take full awareness of that. Don't keep on coming around people that's gonna hurt you, because these same people did so much stuff to me, bro, that I didn't even get into. And it just, these particular people, because it's different groups and different times and different jobs and different all type of stuff that happen. Like I said, one of the guys that I was cool with, he didn't care. He stole my daggone charger out the back seat to my MP3 player. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much stuff I could talk about, and you know what I'm saying? I can't fit it all in one. But that particular night, I really felt really hurt by that. Like, who wouldn't feel hurt by that? If you feel like you got friends that's your people, them, and they just leave you out literally in the cold. You know, that's like a saying, like, bro, you left me in the cold, bro. They literally left me in the cold, bro, all night. I ain't want you to take me home. You ain't have to come out the club, because once you come out the club, you come back, you gotta pay again. That's how it used to be. You can't just come out that club. That's not one of them clubs you can, got a wristband on, you go out, come back, they frisk you down and let you back in. No, they want their money right back again. So I didn't expect that. All I wanted them to do, hey, tell the guard, cuz, that you about to bring me the key, you gonna hand it through the door, and you gonna come back. And they can watch you do it. That's all I wanted. So I could sit in the car and not be getting walked by groups of people looking at me, and I'm looking odd just sitting outside in the cold, visibly cold, bro. Like, I came back around. A lot of this stuff that I went through, I came back around. You know what I'm saying? Like, until I really learned how to have standards for myself. And like I said, this for my sisters, this for my brothers, this for my kids, bro. My sons and my daughter. This is for y'all. Go back, come back, and look at this. You know what I'm saying? And just know, when you going through something like this, you not alone. I done been through it. I don't know if it was hatred, jealousy, or whatever, but this is not it. This just the start of it. This part 2. It's way more. You know what I'm saying? So there was a little story time, bro. This little series, this little friendship series or whatever. I hope y'all like the video, man. If you do, hit that like button for me if you can find it, and make sure you just stay tuned for the rest, man. I got so much. I probably got about 100 of them. You know what I'm saying? But like I was telling y'all, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Tuning in to the next video. We out.